Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Thursday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. I just realized I'm blending into my couch with my brown t-shirt on. Just my head. Um, sorry. I'm going to continue my Great Bands You Need to Listen to series with this amazing Canadian-American band. Super influential. One of my favorites. Simply the band. This great five-piece, remarkable unit. 4 Canadians, 1 American. Yeah, remarkable stuff. Before I get into everything, though, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Thank you to all that have liked and subscribed so far. I greatly appreciate it. Want to continue to put great content out there to be informative and to show you guys some great bands and artists that I have in my collection. It's because of you guys, your likes, your subscriptions, your wonderful, wonderful comments that keep me going, keep me motivated to do this kind of thing, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, thank you to everyone with their likes and supports and their love and their subscriptions as I climb and grow to 1,000 subs. And I just truly appreciate everything you guys have done for me. So thank you. Thank you. So yeah, the band. I'm just going to turn this just a bit. Definitely a great band you need to listen to. And if you don't know the band, I'm sure you do, because you guys are super knowledgeable. But I'll just give you a little brief history of them. Great, again, Canadian-American band formed in Toronto in 1967. You've got 4 Canadians in Rick Danko, Garth Hudson, Richard Manuel, and Robbie Robertson, and 1 amazing American in Levon Helm. Their music is a combination of roots rock, country rock, Americana. Sometimes hard to pinpoint their musical style because of the music that they present. It's amazing that Robbie Robertson, writing most of the tracks, not all of them, but most of them, had the visions of Americana. This kid from Toronto, this Canadian kid from Toronto, but he hit it bang on, like the songs, like The Weight, that type of thing. He just had these images and visions. So you have Rick Danko on bass, fiddle, lead vocals, multi-instrumentalist, an amazing vocalist as well. Garth Hudson on keyboards, accordion, and sax. Richard Manuel on keyboards, sometimes drums, lap steel guitar, and lead vocals. Robbie Robertson on lead guitar and vocals, backing vocals mainly. And Levon Helm on drums and lead vocals and mandolin and guitar. All pretty much multi-instrumentalist guys coming together and forming this amazing, amazing band. Between 58 and 63, they were known as the Hawks. Excuse me. They were known as the Hawks, backing up Ronnie Hawkins, the rockabilly singer back in the 60s. And also sometimes known as Levon in the Hawks. But they pretty much outgrew Ronnie Hawkins, even though they remained friends with him. Ronnie Hawkins gave Robbie Robertson his start way back when he was 15 or 16 years old, writing tracks for Ronnie Hawkins. He could play like no one else back in the day, and but again, they just outgrew him. And then they backed up Bob Dylan on his first electric tour, which wasn't an easy task, as many of the fans of Dylan didn't like the fact that he went electric, and they were booed at many spots that they played at. And it was difficult for the band. Actually, Levon Helm left the band as he didn't get into music to be booed every night. He actually left and went to work on I think some type of a ship or in a mine or something like that, and left for a bit of time. They had to have a session player come in. But yeah, it wasn't a difficult task, but I think it made them perhaps stronger But then they wanted to write their own stuff. And they, again, I wouldn't say, well, maybe in a way they did outgrow Dylan as they were playing his tracks, but they wanted to play their own stuff. They influenced many, many groups, and the critics loved them as well, saying that they felt that their music was just as important as the Stones or the Beatles, as they influenced a ton of musicians and artists, which I totally agree. Um, a shorter career than the Stones for sure. About the same amount of albums as the Beatles, but they had just as much influence as two amazing bands um, on their own. They were inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame in 1989 and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1984. And in 2004, Rolling Stones magazine ranked them 50th on their list of 100 greatest artists of all time. A suitable ranking for this remarkable band. I don't have every album that they have, but their debut album, music from Big Pink. So they named this after a house that Rick Danko and Richard Manuel and Garth Hudson shared, a pink-colored house in Upper New York. And there's a picture of the house there. Yeah, it's a remarkable debut album by the band. Bob Dylan actually painted the cover, which is cool. They still had there's a classic photo of these guys. They still had a great relationship with Bob Dylan, and it remained for quite a while. I just love these photos. And there's inside the kitchen. Of course, this contains the huge hit, "The Weight." It's a cool photo of them rehearsing. So yeah, what a great debut of the album this is. Outside at a local cafe. So yeah, this is, and there's a picture with all their families also, which is cool. Very family-oriented band. But you got Tears of Rage, To Kingdom Come, In a Situation, Caledonia Mission, The Weight, We Can Talk, Long Black Veil, another fantastic track, Chest Fever, Lonesome Susie, This Wheel on Fire, and I Shall Be Released. Then this one has 6 bonus tracks on it as well. But an amazing, amazing debut album, 1968 release. Highly recommend getting this one for sure. And then one of my favorites, self-titled, simply The Band, or the Brown Album as it's known. 1969 release. You got The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, King Harvest, Up on Cripple Creek, Rag Mama Rag. I'd say it set the bar high for the rest of their remaining albums, because it was just so good. So good. It's on the Capitol label. This is 180-gram version of this remarkable album. But you got Across the Great Divide, Rag Mama Rag, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, When You Awake, Up on Cripple Creek, Whispering Pines, Jemima Surrender, Rockin' Chair, Lookout Cleveland, Jawbone, The Unfaithful Servant, King Harvest Has Surely Come. Yeah, just remarkable stuff. Remarkable stuff. And again, it set these two albums back to back set the bar really high for what was to come, for sure. Um, this is a great album as well. Their third album. This is Stage Fright, 1970 release. This is a 50th anniversary edition. Kept the hype sticker on that one. You've got to include The Shape I'm In and the hit Stage Fright as well. It's kind of a harder edged album. These guys were getting a little influenced on their own as getting into a little indulging a little too much sometimes in stuff they shouldn't be indulging in. But fantastic, fantastic album. I love that photo there. Garth Hudson. Amazing Rick Danko. Richard Manuel, who left us too early. They all left us too early. This has not only the album, the 10 tracks of the album, the WS, Walcott Medicine Show, The Shape I'm In, Daniel and the Sacred Harp, Stage Fright, The Rumor, Time to Kill, Just Another Whistle Stop, A La Glory, Strawberry Wine, and Sleeping. It also has about 10 bonus tracks on it as well. And then Live at the Royal Albert Hall, June 1971, on here as well. And it's a double album, obviously, and remarkable, remarkable stuff. Trifecta, for sure, these first three albums. Then we kind of hit a bit of a roadblock. Not my favorite album, and I considered getting the anniversary edition of this one. But after giving it another listen, just recently, like this week, that I was considering getting it, and I just couldn't make myself do it. It's not my favorite album. It's not my favorite album. It's a hard listen. This is Cahoots, their fourth studio album, 1971 release. I'd say my least favorite, not hearing a lot of the rest of the albums that they have in their discography. The only song that is any, and I have to be careful when I talk about albums, because I'm not putting down this album. It's just not my favorite. My only song I prefer is the first track, Life is a Carnival. But after that, it just kind of sounds. They sound tired, and they sound they're not together in their writing, and the critics didn't like it at all. I wouldn't say it was a fan favorite, and it'd be the last album for the next 4 years before they wrote anything together. There are some guest vocalists by Van Morrison and Levon Helm's partner, Libby Titus, and their daughter, Amy Helm. But this is a remastered version. It's not the 50th anniversary version. So you've got the album itself, Life is a Carnival, When I Paint My Masterpiece, Last of the Blacksmith, Where Do I Go From Here, or Where Do We Go From Here? Fourth, Pantomime, Shootout in Chinatown, The Moonstruck One, Thinking Out Loud, Smoke Signal, Volcano, and The River Hymn. Then you got 5 bonus tracks on here as well. But even the band, even the photo at the back, it's got a crack in it. But even the photo at the back shows that these guys just, it was hard to get them motivated to write. things weren't clicking at all. It was really Robbie Robertson and Garth Hudson trying to get the man motivated, as the other three were influenced by other things, and it was a difficult album to write. Also, kind of difficult to listen to. I listened to it as early as yesterday, and the tracks just blend into each other. They don't. There's no highlight other than the "Life Is a Carnival" track, but um, still happy to have it in my discography. That's their fourth album. Rock of Ages, live recordings in 1972. I need to get that one. Here's a photo of it here, from the Academy of Music in New York. You've got Don't Do It. I wonder if it's on these. I wonder if it's on the Albert Hall live recordings. Probably. But yeah, Don't Do It's on here as well. So you got Don't Do It, King Harvest, Stage Fright, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Rag Mama Rag, The Wait, Life Is a Carnival, just to name a few tracks off of this one. But a lot of those tracks are on the Stage Fright live bonus track as well, or the live second album on that one. So I got to get Rock of Ages, 1972 release. Their fifth album, Moondog Matinee. Again, I'm missing that one as well. It's mostly covers of some of the band's favorite rhythm and blues music. They weren't really getting along at that time, and that was really the only way to make music together, was doing covers. They didn't have to write anything, but it was at that stage where just no one was getting along, and covers were pretty much the only thing they could do. So they came out with Moondog Matinee. I was happy to find this one just recently, and it is remarkable. I would say it's kind of a comeback album for these guys. This is Northern Lights and Southern Cross. This is a remarkable album, in my opinion. It's back to the way they should have sounded. It was their first album with new material. All 8 tracks are written by Robbie Robertson. It's refreshing. It sounds so good. You got It Makes No Difference, one of the best and gut-rending love songs out there, and sung amazingly by Rick Danko. He just puts his heart and soul into that song. Then you got Ophelia, Academy Driftwood, just remarkable stuff. Northern Lights, Southern Cross, their 6th album. I have to get their 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th album. You got their 7th album, 1977, Islands, the last of the original lineup. Then you got Jericho, 1993. Not to feature Robbie Robertson on here. Jericho was a different. The rest of the lineup was the same, but they had a different guitarist. Then they got the 9th album, 1996, High on the Hog. And then finally their last album, Jubilation, 1998 release, their final one. But I do have one of their best, and one of the best, I guess, soundtracks, documentary tracks, documentary music, films. This is The Last Waltz, an amazing album featuring so many wonderful artists. Meant to be kind of a comeback for the band. They said, let's put something together. Let's have kind of a party, invite all our friends, and then we'll go on to make music. Well, unfortunately, it would be the last that the original band would be together after this one. But this is a 1978 concert of the soundtrack of the movie that was produced by Martin Scorsese. Just, yeah, so many great artists involved. Too many to name. But it was the last time that the band really shone and was together, unfortunately. Um, as again, drugs got involved, alcohol got involved, um, but they said let's put something together. Let's put a celebration together, and you've got so many amazing people on here. You've got Ronnie Hawkins, who returned to celebrate this. You've got Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Neil Diamond, Dr. John, Paul Butterfield, Muddy Waters, Eric Clapton, who wanted to become part of the band at one point, Van Morrison, Bob Dylan, of course, is on here quite a bit. But remarkable, remarkable stuff. This is the 40th anniversary of this album here. And the only other final album I have is the Anthology, which is a double album by these guys, kind of a greatest hits. I believe it's 1978 release on the Purple Capitol label. It's got all their fantastic songs on here. But that is the band. A ton more albums to get to complete the discography, but I just wanted to highlight these guys because they're so good. Basically, definitely a band you need to listen to. Anyway, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.